Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Building Umbara in Lego. And this is episode or week 4. So we're definitely storming through this build. Again, last week we ended up getting the entire jungle section done. And again, I absolutely love how it turned out. And so this is actually going to be the last episode before the finale. So we're storming through this. But again, I'm absolutely loving how it's turned out so far. So what are we going to be working on in this segment? Well, we got the base section, which is back here. Again, don't want to show too much. Already have been working a bit on that. So we're going to work on that section. That's the main focus of this episode. And again, probably vehicles-wise, I may see if I can add a Republic vehicle or two. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Some changes have already been made since the last update, mainly the figure placement. Alright, so what you see here is a bit of an updated figure placement. Again, I believe in the last update I just gone ahead and made the clones. So what I ended up doing was just moving up the entire platoon. So originally they were in this back section. I just moved them up here somewhat towards the middle. Added a couple of bark speeders. So I won't be able to put ATRTs, I just don't have the parts at the moment, and I think bark speeders are still an okay thing to put, so we got 2 bark speeders there, one kind of blown up because the Umbarans are kind of attacking from the forest, and the second squad, so basically Obi-Wan is leading a platoon of clones to kind of attack the main base. You got some Umbarans kind of scattered around in the back, so they're just all on attacking. And then here we got another kind of squad of Umbarans guarding the base. Then over here, again, not much except this area here. So basically the story is Obi-Wan has his platoon of clones who is kind of attacking the actual airbase in a kind of full-on frontal assault, but the main thing is it's actually a diversion for Anakin and a small squad of 501st clones to infiltrate the airbase kind of from the outpost from the side. So that's kind of the big thing. So we got Anakin and his 501st clones, Rex, attacking a small squad of Umbarans. Even one of the clones is being attacked by that monster. So overall, it's looking really good. But the only problem is all this blank space. So again, I don't want to just make the Umbarans full-on frontal assault also, because if you've seen the episodes, you know the Umbarans don't just attack like in a full-on frontal assault. They kind of use the guerrilla tactics, attacking from the jungles, which is kind of what I'm showing. So I don't want to just put them all on the main road. Plus, that'd be a bit boring. So I was thinking I want to have some sort of vehicle that I want to put that's, in the mock. So in terms of the Republic side, I mean, we could put something like a stun tank, but that personally isn't very accurate. However, what I was thinking is maybe try and attempt some sort of Umbaran vehicle. Um, the one that comes to mind is this one right here. So this is here. So let's see if we can zoom that in. But this is the Umbaran Hovertank. So I might try and make a mock of this because I think that will actually look really cool, kind of guarding the base. So let's see how it goes. But that's kind of the plan. So we'll start off with that. Then go to the fence work, electric fence, and then do the building. So a lot of stuff in this segment. You're going to enjoy it, but let's go ahead and jump in and see what we can do. All right, and welcome back. So I ended up getting some work done here over the last 6-7 hours, and I ended up building this. So this is my Umbaran Hovertank design. So it's really like it. It's a bit incomplete for a couple of the parts, but for the most part, I'm actually really liking how it's turned out. Now, I didn't want to make it too wide, so it can't fit a minifig inside. Again, because I tried to make it 4 wide for the actual center cockpit, but it just didn't look too good, too wide. So, I mean, I'm already at a limit of figures, so I think it's going to be okay, at least for the mock. The future I can make a just expand it a bit to make it fit a fig, but for now I'm actually fine with it. But again, overall, absolutely just loving the design. So this was a lot of fun to make. I'd actually built a Umbaran Hovertank mock about 1.5 years ago on LDT, so I kind of used that design, made some mods, made it a bit nicer. But again, I'm really loving how it's turned out. So that's very cool. And again, you can place it here, making it look much more populated. And actually, I really like how it looks. But again, as we move out here, you can see it is much more populated. So adding the Umbaran Hovertank really changes it up here. So now it looks much better, much more like a kind of battle. And again, at this rate, now that it's with the Hovertank, I don't think I would really need to put a Republic vehicle. I think the Bark Speeders are kind of enough for the time being. But again, I'm really liking it. I might move the Umbaran Hovertank a bit, but again, I don't want to make the forces too close to each other either. So overall, loving the design. I think it turned out great and again, adds quite a bit to the mock. But now we're going to go ahead and work on the fence design and then the base. Alright, so I did get some more work done here on the airbase section, but before we take a look at that, mainly I want to show you is this. So I did end up making a nice little ATR2 build here. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, so I think I'm going to go ahead and build a second one. And these will be kind of right here uh, behind the bark speeder, so I think that'll look pretty good. Alright, and welcome back. So I ended up doing some more work, and this is what I've come up with. So for one, I ended up completely going ahead and putting down bricks on the floor. So I used the knot or studs not on top technique to make this floor design. And then I started work on the airbase. So as I said, what it's going to be, the big tower in the center, and then these kind of small barracks or base sections, identical kind of on each side. Alright, so here's a look at the tower. Again, my apologies for kind of the glare. It's mainly the lighting off the black bricks, and there isn't really much I can do about it. But basically, the way I made it is kind of using a variety of different kind of slopes. These are kind of just all the leftover slopes, which I ended up making this kind of nice curve out of. But again, overall, I think it looks great. You got these nice blue detailing of lightsabers to give it a bit of a nice kind of texture technique here. So overall, it looks pretty awesome. Again, here's a look at the interior. So all these kind of parts here. But overall, it's looking pretty good. So that is that. And then on each side of the tower, we're going to have this type of kind of barracks or base section. So this is kind of the technique I came up with. And overall, I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. But I just kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on it before moving forward. So it's going to be, again, this length up till this point, and we'll have one on each side. And that's probably going to be the base section. Again, there'll obviously be some kind of covering here, but mainly it'll be this technique on each side as like these kind of small barrack sections with the tower in the center. Obviously, the tower is missing its actual command post area, which will be up there as well. But yeah, and then obviously some Umbarans, but that's going to be how the airbase is. Again, it's not going to be huge, not too complicated, as again, this is more of a smaller outpost really than a large airbase like the one seen in the Ark. So there's a look at that, and then actually also the electric fences will also be coming in, be done soon. But now we got one more fun thing to talk about before we end the segment off. All right, and lastly, we're going to be talking about vehicles. So you can see there's already one there. But basically, I want to add a couple Republic vehicles as well. So obviously, I got the ARC 170 Starfighter up there. And I think it looks pretty good. It is a little bit, big, I guess. I definitely want to probably angle it downward. Probably that would look a bit better. But again, I think an ARC 170 there would be nice. This is the 2005 version. This one right over here. And again, personally, I really do like this version of it, so I'm going to stick with it. But that's really nice. And then in terms of another vehicle, again, it looks good, but I think the clones area could be spruced up a bit. And I was thinking about it. I probably do want to add a gunship. Probably not like flying in the air, but rather kind of just landing in this corner here. So I'll probably be including a gunship. Again, it's going to probably be in kind of the corner here. Kind of just landed right over here, like something like this, kind of hovering in the air, and troops are kind of just jumping off it. I think that will actually look quite good. So again, this is just the 2002 gunship. It's a nice one, but definitely probably not going to be using this one in the actual mock. So my plan is probably to have the 2013 gunship. I have all three versions of the gunship, and out of all three, the 2013 one obviously looks the best. So that's probably the one I will be including. Just gotta edit it up and make some fixes to it before. But yeah, so that's probably going to be how it goes. So we're going to have the gunship there. So I may remove the bark speeders in that case because, I mean, those are nice but not accurate. So I may remove the bark speeders so then I have enough space for the gunship just hovering above there. And then it'll look nicer because there's that whole area behind the clones is quite empty. So I'm going to probably just go ahead and put the gunship there hovering, have a few clones jumping out, and then it looks like they all just got out of the gunship and are charging. And then you got the Arc 170 there, so I think that's cool. Again, I may do something like the Arc 1. Again, I don't think the Arc 170 has capabilities of dropping bombs or anything, but I may make it as if, it dropped or opened fire on something directly below and there's a bunch of fire or something. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan in terms of vehicles. So the gunship and the Arc 170, which I think looks good, just going to make it angle downward a bit. But yeah, so I think that'll change up the mock. Again, really add something to it because without it, it was looking a bit bland. You definitely needed a couple Republic vehicles, and then with the hover tank, I think that will look great. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Again, apologies. This segment was already delayed by a week, so it was supposed to come out not. It was actually ended up delayed to April 10th, Friday. But then we got even more delays after I wanted to kind of add these vehicles in as well. So now we're releasing this episode on Wednesday. So 2.5 week delay, quite a bit, but don't worry, the next update, which is actually the finale, will be coming out not this Friday, but the Friday after. So in a week and a half, you will be having that Friday will be when the finale is. And yeah, the mock will be done. So basically, let me know what you thought about the airbase such that I can complete it, do the interior, and then of course add a couple of vehicles, and then Umbara's done. So it's been a fun ride, and we are here nearing the end. But let me know what you guys think of the build. I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and can't wait to finish it up. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. Definitely let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. So I'll see you all next time.